again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Legend of the Three Kingdoms. Yes, this is my custom D&D campaign set up in my messed up world that came out of my messed up brain. And the people below me are the ones that are actually playing in it. I don't know why. I haven't really given them any reason to enjoy it, but for some odd reason they keep coming back for punishment. So, who am I to argue? Today, I don't really have any announcements other than we do this game every other week on the off weeks for like 8 or 9 months now. There's just been nothing because my other campaign ended. But I finally almost got my next campaign ready to start. I'm just getting the last few players, their characters and everything. So, or they're building their characters, and I'm getting players. So yeah, pretty soon here. There's gonna be D&D on this channel every single week, which is not a crazy thing to do at all. So, yeah, look forward to that stuff. Otherwise, I think it's time for us to hop back into the game. So, the party, having discovered the source of this rather large gateway to the Shadowfell, were surprised when a friend from the past they had all thought was lost for forever showed up as they were attempting to figure out exactly what was going on with this magical circle powering the gateway. After kind of catching up with their former and now current ally in dealing with the fact that there are now vampires there that they're not actively trying to kill. The party decided to call in some reinforcements from the vampires to help figure out what exactly was going on, and they decided to take a rest for the night to recover from the battle with the shadow dragon and the short-ish battle with the water elemental. Throughout the night, they all started to kind of come to terms with everything that's been going on recently, from Vala finally getting a chance to speak with Leopold, and everyone else just starting to come to terms with the fact that they are currently allied with the vampires. Upon waking the next morning, they returned to the portal site to find the corpse of the Shadow Dragon gone. And we're discussing exactly what to do. So with that, so very quickly, just to remind me, had you guys gone back into the cave?
No.
I think we were just about to descend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there any thing you guys want to do before you go back down?
Let me double check how many. I need to look. 10 willing creatures. Okay. So I will, just to be on the safe side, since last time we were down there, the water was rising. I'm going to cast water breathing on everyone but the vampires.
Okay. Yeah, you guys just suddenly feel magic kind of settle into your lungs, and even in the kind of humid air that you're in, your breathing becomes a little bit easier. Anything else?
I'm certainly not going first.
I will cast. What is it? I think it's Mage's Armor on myself. With my pact, I get to cast it kind of at will, so I always just kind of refresh it every couple of hours.
Okay. So you feel the arcane reinforcement of your clothing reestablish itself. Does it have any of the visual aspects, or is it purely just, you know?
It's Armor of Shadows. I kind of.
Well, you
Sorry.
can decide. So, what would you like it to be?
I would like it just to be like a little bit of, brightness.
Okay.
It kind of flows across, and then diminishes a little bit.
So your the threads in your clothing and that glow kind of brightly for a second, and now they just have kind of a sheen to them, where it doesn't quite look like they're glowing, but they give off a very small amount of light. So who's going down first?
Sure, I'll go down first.
Okay. Argenta, as you descend down the rope that's been there since the day before, you notice the rope itself still feels very strong. The rather massive boulder you guys tied it to is still a really good kind of grounding spot for it. And you descend back into the cavern. When you get to the bottom, you notice the cavern itself feels different than it did yesterday. You're not quite sure, like you can't pinpoint it at first until you realize that whereas before, the cavern was kind of this humid, damp area with this kind of strange, like, breeze to it, despite the fact it was this underwater or under ground, and now it's bone to dry down there. Like the air itself just feels kind of oppressive and hot, and even just inhaling, like you can feel your nasal passages just start to dry out a little bit.
I'll have Henri go down second.
Okay.
I'll follow. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say I'll follow after Henri.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Right. So as the three of you get down there, you discover basically this is the same thing that Argenta did. It's now, it's not unbearably hot or anything like that, but the temperature in this cave is higher than outside, which is a really strange experience, because generally underground caves are colder than this time of the year, and it's very, very dry.
Is there still like a few feet of water at the bottom?
There is no water whatsoever.
When the water was rising, did that affect how the bodies were positioned?
Go ahead and make me a history check.
Okay, there we go. Alright, it was cocked. I rolled it into a bunch of dice and it was like on that weird edge. History. Oh, plus 0. 19.
Now that you think of it, You remember noticing when the water was going through and everyone else was like you were kind of coming to terms with the fact that you were here. You remember glancing at one of these bodies and finding it odd that it didn't move an inch. It didn't float. It didn't sink. It didn't move with the kind of wave of water coming from the orb. It was almost like they were statues.
Can I go look at the red orb and see if there's any cracks on it?
Okay. So as you do that, you hear this is the sound of a pair of metal boots hitting the ground as Leopold comes down, draws his sword, and just kind of goes around, kind of basically checking the perimeter. And after a few moments, you see him just kind of look up and nod, and you watch as the other vampire just slowly descends with this look of just pure glee on his face. The closer you get to the red orb, the hotter it gets. So how close are you getting?
To the point where it's like, Arizona comfortable.
Okay, so that's
but
it's within about.
But like, we're gonna see details enough for it because I don't know if is it still dark down here.
There's it's basically low light throughout the entire cavern. You don't know where the light is coming from.
Okay.
Because the orbs themselves aren't glowing, and the magic circle itself doesn't seem to be glowing either. It's got that kind of sheen like Vala's armor.
Mm-hmm.
But there just seems to be light coming from nowhere.
Oh, okay.
So you can get within about 10 feet before it starts becoming really, really uncomfortable. And from 10 feet away, go ahead and make me a perception check.
26.
So looking at it, the orb itself looks pristine.
Okay.
It's perfectly spherical. You can't even tell. Like it looks like just a glass orb, kind of floating in space, but you also can't see like the shine you would expect from glass. It's really bizarre. It definitely looks like it doesn't belong there.
Kind of like a black hole kind of thing, where it doesn't. You don't see any reflection. You just see that it's there.
Kind of. It's you're having a hard time processing the fact that it looks like glass,
Yeah.
and yet it's not reflecting anything like a glass does, but it still has some sort of glass-like quality that you can't quite place, and it almost seems, to use a term that you guys would know that your characters wouldn't, it looks like someone just photoshopped, like badly photoshopped, like a really large glass ball into space there. Like it doesn't seem like it fits.
Alrighty.
While they're investigating everything, I am just Henri. Sorry, I gotta specify.
I'm just which one? I gotta.
Henri is gonna spend the most of the time just investigating Nameless to find out why he has that connection to him. Just that's all he's doing.
Okay. How does the Nameless react to weird dude coming over and staring at him closely?
Partly intrigued because it's a new person, and since he's still hella exhausted, partially tired. I saw he still has 2 levels of exhaustion.
Would Vala notice this going on?
I sincerely doubt Henri is being secretive about it.
My armor gives me disadvantage on stealth checks, so you probably hear me.
I would like to. Wait, do I have it?
There's not a whole lot of ways you can like secretly, intimately inspect another creature when there's nothing to hide behind. So,
Never mind. Well, I'll just kind of keep an eye on him.
okay. As that is happening, you guys can hear the vampire wizard just kind of going around and going, "This is marvelous! Oh, no, this is so my what I should." And he doesn't seem to ever complete a sentence, but the parts of the sentence he says seem very excited. And this goes on for like 10 minutes.
Just kind of keep watching.
Anyone else want to do anything?
I mean, last time Nameless touched the ball, hell broke loose, quite literally, so I think he's done touching ball.
Yeah, really just going up and randomly grabbing, a ball. It's awkward,
I mean, it was blue. It was destiny.
Well, blue balls are going to be an even worse thing to just go up and randomly.
Damn it, Jody.
Vala keeps trying to.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Vala keeps trying to fight off that little voice in her head that's like, "Go touch the red one. Do it."
So be it, Jedi. So as you guys are all kind of standing there, like middle schoolers at a dance where no one can really decide to ask the girl to dance. Eventually, the vampire wizard goes, "Well, I think I figured out what this is, and let me tell you, this is brilliant work. In my centuries of study, I couldn't have come up with something this complex without 500 years of work on only this. I mean, this was done by a genius. No, beyond genius. This has the touch of a deity. He just seems overcome for a moment.
As in, this was divinely inspired?
Well, I wouldn't say it's inspired by any of the gods we know. I'm just saying the sheer precision of everything here. There are no mistakes. There are no corners that have been cut. There's nothing in this that isn't the absolute perfect way to do it. It is perfection incarnate.
Wow.
If only it was bigger, we could. Oh, that would just be but then no, we wouldn't be. Well, anyway.
Did you find an off switch?
Yes.
Off switch.
We don't want another dragon coming through.
An off switch? Do you not understand what this is? This violates the laws of planar transportation. With something like this, all rules don't matter anymore. I mean, you can't just turn it off. It's rewritten the fabric of reality. No. We must study this. And suddenly, Leopold is right next to him. We brought you here to help us close it. If you are unable to do that, we will send you away and find someone who can. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if I could just have a few months to study this.
No.
Well, you better learn how to stop time then, because we don't have that.
Oh, stopping time is a minor thing. I could do that every day if I wanted to. No, I wouldn't want to even to try it in here. There's so many moving pieces. Stopping time might change everything. Again, and he turns to the rest of you. The rules of magic, the rules of existence aren't working in here. Do you understand that? I mean, the mere fact that we're still walking on the ground is incredible. Gravity could just turn off on a whim, and it would still make perfect sense in this place. And he just kind of looks at all of your just dead faces. I am talking to a room of stones. You seem
place-
kind of pacing around and looking to get frustrated at this point.
This place is incredibly dangerous.
All good magic is dangerous. The safe stuff isn't for fun.
Neither is having to fight a shadow dragon.
So preoccupied. Back when we lived in the Shadowfell, I mean, shadow dragons only killed a few thousand a year. It was minor. I guess I see your point.
Here, I thought the plane of water was terrible.
This is so sad.
On that we can agree.
Well, I've taken my own notes. I'll have to study them. You, and he points at Vala. You seem to be the leader of this ragtag group here. What are we talking as far as acceptable losses here?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, again, this is extremely complex. If we're going to shut it off, as you said, well, but bad things are going to happen. Depending on how many of your underlings you're willing to lose, and I can replace most of them without too much difficulty from my own stock. So, what are we thinking as far as?
I will put no one's life but my own at risk. They are irreplaceable. If you need
Leopold
somebody
kinda
to do something,
jumps in at that point. Your life is not a value we are allowed to pay. You have been requested by the Blood Council, and therefore, all of their lives, and he turns to the wizard, are invaluable unless you want to explain to the Blood Council why creatures under their protection were slaughtered. You make things so difficult! Fine. How can I explain this for these dum-dums? This isn't just blood magic. See, the corpses, vampires, we don't really have blood. We drink it, we don't have it. So using a vampire corpse to fuel blood magic shouldn't work. But it did, and that's what makes it so interesting. Because what they did was they combined elemental forces to basically turn the undead and necromantic energy that keeps us all alive into a form of blood to be used to power this entire thing. So if we remove the elemental forces that are converting the vampires into blood effectively, the whole thing will come crashing down. And when I say crashing down, I mean crashing down. These orbs are not simply elemental energy. They are connected to the elemental kingdoms, probably far outside the actual kingdoms, to just random space in the elemental planes, places no one has ever been.
Well, when we collapsed the water gate, and I'll point to Henri, that one got sucked in. We thought he had died, but he came back when we popped the water bubble.
Yes, Leopold told me. That's probably why you didn't have to deal with something more dangerous. I mean, water elementals, even with the elemental planes cut off, conjuring a water elemental, it's not the most difficult thing in the world. No. See, something has to tether these things to the elemental planes. Something big, something immovable, and something with a life energy. So when we try to break that tether, what happened to your friend will happen again. Though this time with something much worse.
Like another monster coming through, or this entire area turning into a giant crater?
No, see, the thing that will come through needs some sort of life force. So it will be in some sort of state of being alive. And it will be very angry to be here instead of where it was. Which is why I wanted to know about acceptable losses. Because I could give, I could get some items here that would destroy the creatures relatively effectively. The only issue being they require payment. Payment in the form of blood.
How much blood?
Like a full person. And the rest of their life force. Like, it becomes complicated. They may or may not actually be able to make it to Tartarus or Elysium as a cost of the... But like I said, I can replace them. And he gets another evil little look. If they were replaceable, which they're not.
Well, I'll look to the others. So we're gonna have to fight something big.
Well, you're going to have to fight three somethings big.
All at once, or
Preferably, no.
You said it requires life to, as when something breaks the orbs,
Yeah.
essentially, right?
No,
I
the
think
orbs exist. They are tethered to something large and movable with life.
I'm talking about when you break it.
Oh no, but breaking it's a relatively simple matter. It's such a delicate little machine. You just put a little bit to too much energy in one part, and there's feedback and explosions and lots of the things that people don't want to get involved in.
on these last 3 elemental orbs. Because when Smurfy broke the blue one, it hurt him. And so you're saying we have to have a person touch it for it to.
Oh, no. That was probably the dumbest way to do it, which really doesn't surprise me now that I've seen the lack of intellect in this group. No, there are much easier ways we can do it from far away, and yes, no one need to go to touch them. In fact, I might recommend no one touch them, ever. Like, if you ever see a floaty thing in the world, perfectly spherical, exuding elemental energy, touching it's a bad idea. You can write that down as a rule going forward.
So, the other end of these orbs is tethered to a large living thing on the other side. When we break the orb, that other thing will be brought through.
Possibly. This is really advanced stuff. I'm theorizing here. I'm saying we should be prepared for that.
And I pull out my sword. All right, let's do this.
Okay, ma'am. Let's not do that right now. We don't need to go breaking things while we're all in here.
Well, actually, yes, we do. You see, if the thing that comes through isn't taken care of, well, it can go and break the other things. Then we have multiple things here, and then more really bad things happen because the things break too quickly, and then there's more feedback, and then we have another rift up here. Like,
oh my God, you're full of contradictions. Jesus. Okay.
I haven't
This is
contradicted anything.
This is controlled demolition.
Yeah.
Yes! There we go. And it's also not something we could really wait on any more. See, you guys went and broke one of them already. This whole thing is going to break. We're just gonna speed it up so we can do it on purpose.
Never break anything on purpose.
Why not?
Good point. So I pull my sword back out. So we're doing this.
Which one do you think would be the worst?
Better idea.
Well,
Should we-
Sorry, didn't get that. What'd you say? Yes, that would be in anyone's best interest, especially yours, because I could survive long enough to watch it kill you, and then teleport out of here and let this whole area just get explodey and destroyed. Again, this isn't my land, so I probably wouldn't even be held accountable since there would be no witnesses, so...
So here's the question: is which one do we want to do first? Do we want to save fire? Because odds are fire is going to be our worst enemy.
well, I have a
What are you
question.
talking about? Fire is our greatest ally.
For you, Paula. Yes.
So, Mr. Smarty Pants over there, theoretically, if all 3 got destroyed and we couldn't control one at a time, how much time would that give us to escape?
It's a good question. To be honest, I haven't the foggiest idea. It could be minutes. It could be seconds. I don't know. A lot of it would depend on what came through, and then with how large an energy source this is, the radius of destruction might be miles.
So what you're
So,
saying
Yeah.
is I need to make sure I save a decent amount of dimension doors to get out in a pinch. Good to know. I'm
Yeah,
just
that
going with,
might
track
work.
record.
Again,
Track record isn't the greatest for these.
yeah, you want us to be down here, and it could potentially be in the middle of a world-ending explosion. Not world-ending, but decent-sized ending explosion.
Well, from what I've heard, you guys have dealt with an explosion like that. In Fenris, you guys blew up a pretty large area.
And
See, even the dogs agree with me.
last time that happened, I spent gods know how many months on another plane. I don't want that to happen to anybody. Well, a couple people I wouldn't mind it happening to, but
So, what are we looking for? Green, yellow, red. Which one's your favorite?
well, my favorite's gone, so let's dealer's choice.
Me? Me? You want me to pick?
Green.
Green. Green's a good color. Elemental
Actually-
plane of air.
Argenta,
Yeah.
can you get a sense of any kind of strength of energy from either orb individually? Like, is one pulling stronger than another?
I mean, usually I can just tell the direction they're coming from.
I'm just throwing out ideas here.
While this is going on, my other half is going to cast Mage Armor on himself.
Okay.
I mean, can I tell the difference in strength, or is it just directions, Jody?
Roll, roll me just a flat wisdom check.
Okay. 18?
So, kind of focusing on your planar attunement, you can, in your mind's eye, not only can you see these the 3 points as basically like massive mountains of planar energy, you can feel them. And looking between them, it's kind of like comparing like Mount Kilimanjaro to Everest. They're both massive. And from your perspective, you can't really tell which one's going to be, an extra mile or so higher.
Hmm. I kind of just look at Commander and I'm like, it's not. No, not really.
All right. Well, my vote is air, just because we're in Earth, and anything from Earth plane would probably be a bad idea.
Green it is.
Right. Go ahead and position yourselves in the cave wherever you want to be. As you guys are getting ready, Leopold kind of goes to you, Vala, and leans down and says, I have to make sure he stays alive, so I won't be able to help you fight whatever this is.
No, that's probably smarter. Be safe.
Sorry.
It's okay. We can handle ourselves. But thank you.
right, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Ah, the sovereignty. Used to be a great vacations as a spot before the whole elemental kingdoms wars started going on. That was a nightmare. Ah, but that was centuries ago. They can't still be No, they probably could. Are we all ready?
I'll look around. Yeah, I think so.
Here we go. And you watch him start kind of channeling something in the far corner away from the green orb. As he's sitting there, you can see him actually drawing arcane sigils and creating an arcane circle in mid-air. You guys start feeling this rush of wind as it almost feels like a small twister has formed in the middle of the room. The hot air from the fire orb just keeps getting whipped around more and more. Some of you start feeling the early signs of like sunburns on any exposed flesh as the wind is just whipping around you. And suddenly you watch as he kind of opens his eyes and he pushes his arms forward, and this massive beam of pure white light goes and strikes the crystal in its center, enveloping the entire thing. The whole room becomes bathed in bright white light to the point where you have to shield your eyes. As you're all kind of cowering away from this insanely bright light, you suddenly hear this crack of the thunder. It feels almost like lightning has struck directly beside you. And as you look, why did you not work? Come on. What? Am I in the wrong? I'm in the right one. Of course the mini's not working. Why would it work? That one and then it is.
Permanently invisible. We're screwed, guys.
But apparently it is. I found a great one. I didn't test it. There we go. We'll go with that. That upsets me. You see this massive manifestation of what feels like a storm itself start there, and you watch as the clouds itself start to form arms and a torso. You see lightning going all over the body of this creature, striking out the nearby walls, and suddenly you see a pair of massive eyes of this creature that almost doesn't seem to fit in this remarkably large cavern. As it looks at you, you hear this howl of wind so loud it nearly deafens you. I need some initiative, folks.
All right.
Sheer amount of planning I have to do with 2 characters.
I think it could kill one off. It's easier.
Flip a coin.
He may take you up on that by the end of this.
All right, let me write down the names.
So is this just like a gargantuan air elemental?
Much more than that.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a visual.
Whereas an air elemental just kind of looks like maybe like a living tornado. This looks like an entire like hurricane that has manifested sentience effectively. So you can see bits of like rock and ground that have been kind of pulled up by it, and lightning bolts and rain and wind, and it has fingers and a face, and it looks terrifying.
So picturing like a maelstrom type thing.
Yeah. So let's start with the Nameless. What you got for me?
What is his? I forget. Oh wait, is this initiative an ability check?
No.
Okay, then he's at 12. Didn't know if I'd have to roll disadvantage.
So many windows open. Okay, so what was it? Sorry.
Nameless was at 12.
Right. Henri.
Sorry, I gotta go to D&D Beyond for this one. 5.
Wow.
Lillian.
15.
Argenta.
10.
Vala.
That would be 6.
Guys.
Rocking it.
One natural 1 plus 5.
Oh,
Commander.
20.
So someone gets to go. That's nice.
Commander, you beat both my characters combined. Congratulations.
Well, I mean, I have +9 to initiative, so.
Both my characters combined, it's +4.
All right. So as the
Wow.
creature solidifies, you start watching as the features become more and more defined. It's no longer looking like a wind creature. You can see like a sort of the clouds forming what looks almost like skin now. The rain and bits of the things eventually kind of coalescing into this form of like a 20-foot tall elderly man almost, with this massive kind of mane of white hair and this large flowing robe that just kind of keeps extending with like tendrils coming out of it. And from what you can see, no legs. And he looks at you, and he extends his hand, and I need everybody here. So Henri, Nameless, who's this?
Argenta.
And then that is my character who's over here. So this.
That's Lillian.
Okay, I need all of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Jesus, what's my luck gonna be like? I'm scared. Because both my characters rolled natural 20, so I'm really scared. Maybe I should do the whole rolling with both hands method more often.
Yeah. Okay, let's just start. So you got nat 20s for both of yours. So you say, or what's the actual total?
21 for Nameless, and let me double check. I don't have any bonuses. 23 for Henri.
Okay, so both of them save Lillian.
15.
You fail, and then last character? Who is that?
Mine, 22.
22. You succeed. So, you will take half of this.
Yeah, it's times like this I wish Absorb Elements was a Warlock spell.
It might be useful. Just making sure I'm rolling the right amount. Yep. Alright, so anyone that failed takes 43 lightning damage. Anyone succeeds takes 21. As it extends its hand and this bolt of lightning strikes Henri first and then leaps to Henri, Argenta, and then finally to Liliane. What else does it want to do?
Give up.
Yeah, no.
I think it wants to heal us. Seems friendly.
Yeah, totally. No, it's just going to move a little bit closer as it kind of floats towards you guys as lightning is just shooting out from it. First up is going to be then Commander.
Okay. I don't know if this will work. I'm going to try it. I'm going to burn a grit and do a forceful shot. He needs to make a strength saving throw. If I hit, which is a natural 20.
So that misses.
Dang it. All right.
What's the DC?
17, which I think will be fine.
Yeah. So as you sit there and you fire the shot, as it impacts him, it looks like it goes just straight through. You see him kind of grimace for half a second as it goes through him, and then he seems fine. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is 21 for damage.
Right. Math is hard.
Yeah, sorry to do an even number.
Oh, that would be the wrong number. Switch to 2 with an 8 in there.
And we could just leave that there.
You want him to have over 800 hit points?
Oh no, I thought you did. Nothing. No, I don't. Not at all. I'll try that now.
Cool. So you shoot him. Anything else you want to do?
I'll just do another shot, just normal shot. Actually, you know what? We'll do sharpshooter for the -5 plus 10.
Okay.
To 29 to no 24. Sorry.
That hits as well. Don't roll damage. You guys watch as he pulls. Commander pulls Fury out. He fires one shot, kind of repositions himself a little bit, steadies his hand on his arm, fires another shot.
That's another 21.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to do?
Move right here. That should be back a little. Oh, I can't. Hold on. There it is. There. And that's my turn.
Cool. And then next up is going to be Liliane.
I will take up my sword, activate my right, my radiant,
Okay.
and I will see the probably about but I'll move up and I'll attack.
Like, so you guys watch as Lillian goes forward. She draws her long sword, slices her hand up a bit with it. As the blood touches the blade, it starts glowing. This bright white little light comes over and tries to attack this massive elemental creature.
So 23 to hit.
It does hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
So that will be 10. Yeah. 10 damage for the
All right.
and then I will make my
So as you go forward and you slice into it, unlike Commander's bullets that kind of just went through with very little resistance, as you strike against this creature of air, you get resistance. And as you hit it, you actually have to pull your sword, which cuts even deeper into the creature as it howls in pain.
and then I will make my second attack with the 17 to hit.
As you bring your sword around for another attack, it moves its hands and a bolt of lightning just strikes your sword, deflecting it off its path. Anything else?
No.
All right, that's gonna bring us to Nameless.
Argenta, are you the one just next to Henri? That one, yeah, okay. So
Yeah, the brown one.
I guess Nameless will twin spell haste on Argenta, and let's do Vala since you're the only quote unquote healer.
So you guys feel this kind of a boost of energy. Your muscles start working faster. The whole room just seems to kind of slow down for a moment as everything about you starts to move faster and faster. Anything else you wanted to do?
Nameless will go his full speed of 15 feet away, and that's it.
Okay. As you stop, the creature extends its hands towards you and kind of turns it over and starts kind of beckoning you. And you suddenly, Nameless suddenly feels their lungs start to ache, as you can feel the air being sucked out of your body. I need a Constitution save.
Thankfully, he is super good at these. 24.
With disadvantage?
He doesn't have disadvantage on, because we rested, so that part went away.
Oh!
But he is +8 on con saves.
Impressive. Okay. Yep. So you feel all of the air sucked out of your lungs, and you cannot breathe or speak until this is the start of your next turn. Yeah, it does do the damage, so I won't make you make a concentration check. But yeah, you just have no air whatsoever.
Okie dokie.
Cool. That's gonna bring us to Argenta.
Alright, I rage as a bonus action.
Okay.
And then I move up into melee, and I'm going to attack 3 times because I'm hasted.
All right. Let's just see what you can do.
Attack is going to be what's here. I think that's a 20 to hit.
As you bring your, what are you attacking with?
Frostbrand dagger.
Okay, so as you bring the dagger forward again, it kind of moves its hand, and this bolt of lightning just strikes the dagger, deflecting it away.
Okay, second attack. Going to be an 18, so that misses.
Again.
And the last one. 26.
That does hit. So after getting kind of deflected twice, you finally spin around, plunge the dagger into just the folds of the kind of robe that's kind of floating underneath where the legs of this creature should be. Go and roll damage.
Do you need the cold separate?
No.
Okay. That's going to be 15 damage.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I do. Unfortunately, never mind. I need the cold
Okay.
separate.
Then that's 9 piercing and 6 cold.
So as you just sit there, you feel the dagger kind of bite in, but the kind of frost you're used to seeing as the dagger pierces anything doesn't seem to really do much to this creature. It kind of howls in pain a little bit, but beyond that, nothing.
All right.
Anything else you wanted to do?
Nope, that's my turn.
All right. That's going to bring us to Vala.
Okay, well, I am hasted, but I can't use that to cast a spell, correct?
So the way that spellcasting works, according to the PHB, is if you use a bonus action to cast a spell that has a low level, you can only cast cantrips. But that only matters if you use a bonus action to cast the spell. So if you have 2 actions, you can theoretically cast 2 spells that require 1 action.
Okay. I thought haste.
That's, I think haste though has a limit to what you can use.
Yeah, I think it says, attack 1 weapon attack only, dash, disengage, hide, or...
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. I was about to say, 'cause I remember, what's his face, Lindsay, I think, or Crawford made a big deal about it only matters if you use your bonus action.
Okay, so I...
it was action surge he was talking about.
Okay. Alright, well, I am going to run over here because I can. Because I'm super fast now. I will cast... I will cast Guiding Bolt at 3rd level.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. I'm guessing a 10 doesn't hit.
Yeah, as the bolt goes out, you watch it just go wide as the creature kind of turns to you and just smirks.
I should have paid more attention to my movement. 20, 30, yeah. Yeah, okay, I don't... Yeah, okay. I will then, I guess, use my bonus action to inspire Argenta.
Your speed's doubled while you're hasted, by the way.
I think, yeah, no, I think I used like 45 feet of movement to get to where I am now. So I don't think I can get into weapons range for what good that would do. But I will inspire Argenta by saying, "Hey Argenta, what's a gust of wind's favorite color?" Blue.
Nameless
That-
perks up.
Did it hurt the storm?
No, you actually just made it regain to 20 hit points. So,
Oh.
anything else, or is that your turn?
That will end my turn.
On Ree.
So question, since you made this, does my bracelet have to be active to do the bonus action ability? Like, meaning, do I need the whip out? It just says a bonus action to release, but
Theoretically, it's a magic item, so it doesn't have to be quote unquote on. You're tuned to it, so.
okay. Because then, as a bonus action, I will use a tidal surge and summon. I'll just say the blue or the green orb is my water clone until we need to move it, I guess.
Okay.
And
There you
have
go.
him. Cool. And I'll have it attack really. Oh no, I'm gonna. Yeah, have him attack because I think I can do it as part of the bonus action. Yeah, okay.
Sure. It was,
Sorry, I have the thing
but
up.
based on spiritual weapons, so.
If it's a melee attack, I think you have advantage because I'm in melee with the creature.
I don't know if it counts as an ally. It's like a corporeal thing.
Okay.
For right now, let's just treat it as another character. So go ahead and take your advantage. It's not going to change that much.
It was 13 plus 9, so 22 to hit.
Barely, but yes. So it comes over and you watch it extend one of its arms into this long tendril of a whip. It goes and it attacks the creature.
10 cold damage for that, and then Henri will. I should have done this first, but whatever, hindsight. Henri will cast Elemental Bane on the creature.
Okay.
So it is a Constitution saving throw.
Why aren't you guys using any of the things that has double digits as saving throws on? Well, it 2 fails, but it decides it's gonna save anyway. Oh wait, no, it's got advantage. Never mind. What's the number?
17 con.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. It's gonna remove its cold resistance, you jerk.
Sorry.
Then I
Things
guess.
do not like when you guys do that stuff.
Henri will go. Let's see, I was right here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We'll go over there. So that's my turn. My amazing turn.
All right, the creature is getting more and more upset. It raises its arms apart. Yeah, he's at the bottom. Raises its arms apart and brings them smashing together to make this unbearably loud thunderclap. And I need con saves from everyone in the room. Constitution. Yep.
I can do math. Okay. Keep forgetting I gotta go to 2 different tabs.
Well, let's just start with Commander. What'd you get?
26.
You save, Vala.
13.
You fail, Argenta.
15.
You fail, Lillian.
I feel 10.
Yepers, Henri.
Henri got 19.
You fail, Nameless.
Nameless got 22.
You fail as well. Everyone that fails takes 31 thunder damage, and you are deafened for a minute. Everyone else takes half damage, and you're deafened until this is the start of the creature's next turn.
Haste is still up.
Yeah.
Oh. Wait, no, I don't need to roll more caster for Henri.
It
Too many
really
things.
didn't like my joke.
No, that does mean that you can't inspire anyone.
Can't spire, can't do that other thing that's really cool.
What?
Exactly. Cutting words.
What?
And it's going to yeah, it's going to
What are the vampires doing?
they are staying in the back, trying to keep one another alive, or one of them's trying to keep the other one alive, and one of them is just really thrilled that this is the thing. The creature passes through both Argenta and Lillian. As you guys, as it envelops you, you guys just get your hair all whipped around, surprisingly with no sound because you're both deaf. And it just goes completely through you and appears on the other side of you. And that's its turn. Let's go to Commander.
All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and go ahead and just do both shots. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna go ahead and use my bonus action first, and I'm gonna reload the empty 2 shots that I used. One with a normal shot and one with a bullet from the bars from the jail cell.
Okay.
And I want the one. I'm gonna try and load it so that the one that with the jail cell is the first shot that I use for when I take my action.
Okay.
Does he
I'm
have?
gonna
Yeah.
go.
Sorry, does Argenta, does your thing give everything advantage or just melee attacks? Melee attacks. Okay. Sorry, I was looking it up to see if that helped you, but it's only melee. So learn to melee, Commander.
I know how to. I'm not good at it.
So is that your bonus action or your action to do that?
Bonus.
Okay. So I'm assuming you're done with your turn. And you're just gonna throw your action away then.
No, I was gonna attack.
You sure? 'Cause
Yeah.
I think. Go ahead and make your attack.
Where is it? Plus, 22.
Just barely.
Oh, thank God. Okay. I'm gonna waste that bar shot.
Well, I was kind of hoping you would, because I have to figure out what it does to this. Roll your damage, because it'll actually do real damages to time.
Okay.
We'll deal with the rest of this in just a second.
Okay. That's 13.
Cool. So as you sit there and you load the shot in, you close the chamber, you pull it up, you pull the trigger, and as you fire it, The gun has a bigger kick than you're used to, as this very heavy bullet goes through. But your aim is true. As it hits the creature, you watch as lightning just shoots out from the impact wound. The creature howls in incredible pain that none of you hear, because none of you can hear right now.
It's so. Oh, okay.
But you watch it kind of writhe, and you can see the bullets suspended in mid-air through a hole in the outer form of this creature, just sticking there. And you can see it still kind of like sparking, and you can see little bolts of static electricity kind of coming off of it. It doesn't look pleased.
And then I'll just do the normal shot after that.
Go
Just
for
do
it.
damage farm. No, that's not going to hit. It's up 15.
Yeah, this is the second one. After firing it, you kind of reload you to try and steady it, but the lightning that's kind of shooting off of this bullet that's lodged inside this creature kind of distracts you for a bit, and your aim is just a little bit wide. Which is impressive, because this is a massive creature.
That's going to be my turn.
All right. Yeah, it's gonna try doing something. No, it's not. It's going to. You watch it as it's kind of writhing and screaming. You guys see it kind of scream at the top of its lungs, and you can't hear it, but you feel it as this wave of sound comes off, and everybody in the room, because you're all within the 30 feet, it looks like, takes 5 thunder damage.
I would like to respond with a hellish rebuke.
Okay. But first things first, though, concentration check for Henri. Because if he loses concentration, you lose it to turn. So.
I am muted. Wow. Okay. Sorry.
Oh,
it was,
I'm sitting there like, you're deaf.
No,
you're not
just-
mute.
Technically, Nameless is mute right now too.
Mm.
I was just really immersed. No, it was 17 plus 8, so he's
Okay,
still,
yeah,
still
you're
up.
fine. Okay, cool. So yeah, go ahead and make your hellish rebuke.
So I'm gonna cast this at second level. So it has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Sure. Does a 31 beat your DC?
It does not. So it'll take half damage.
And what kind of damage is this?
It is fire damage.
Okay.
And so 22 damage reduced in half, so 11.
Okay. And then it seems as the fires kind of go out, the storm and the wind and everything kind of deaden most of it, and it seems barely affected by it. Oops.
It takes reduced damage from fire.
It's weird, right?
Open by
Funny,
Umbrella.
the thing is, I didn't pick this creature because of its fire resistance. That's just a bonus.
Oh,
So that ends that legendary action. That's gonna bring us to Liliane.
I will.
Part of me wants to turn off the music and everything because no one can hear, but then the audience would be bored.
I can just kind of hear it.
3 by 4, and that would be 25.
You do have advantage, just so you know.
Well, it hits.
Where was that? 20.
Or that to 2.
So,
Who are the 2 people you hasted on, Reed?
It was Vala and Argenta.
Okay.
2, 23 damage.
Surprisingly enough, it takes none of that because it's immune to the damage.
Is that radiant matter?
The radiant does not matter.
Alright.
Just lump it all together.
Alright. And then I will attack again. 26 to hit.
This is still hits. Did you again as long as our gent is there, you have advantage. So don't forget that.
Yeah, that was
Okay. Good job making sure.
And that was 10 damage.
10. Cool. I would say it cried out in pain, but all you can see is its face contorting. I should. Oh no, there's no. I was about to say. Oh, you guys can say from the. No, you're deaf for a minute. The few of you that did make this a save, get your hearing back next to the turn. Cool.
Did I? Can't remember if both my characters did. I think they did, right?
Yeah, I'm following everything
Okay.
you hear.
Right.
Nameless is actually next. So
So weird. It's like I'm literally left brain, right brain right now, and it's throwing me off.
I promise we will deal with it. I'm not a huge fan of players playing multiple characters. There's a way to fix this. I promise.
So now, the whole Nameless can't speak thing, how long did that last? Because he was technically mute and deaf now.
How did
From
he
the-
lose his ability to speak?
When the first thing this thing cast on Nameless, it like pulled the air out of his...
Yeah, you can speak again at the start of your next turn. So you
Okay.
can speak now. You take a big old lung full of air. You can now speak.
Because I was going to say his turn would be very boring otherwise, because he couldn't
So what this
even
is
cast.
say, there's not a ton of spells without verbal components unless you have subtle spell.
I will... Sure, why not? Let's cast Chaos Bolt.
Is that a save or an attack?
It's an attack roll. I just need to double check if I have disadvantage. No. Okay. Sorry, I forgot my spell attack on this guy. Plus 9, 24.
24 hits. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Now I gotta see what kind of damage it is. Either psychic or cold. Well, I'm gonna go with psychic, based on this encounter.
That's cool.
Because you roll 2d8s and you pick the damage type. If they're the same number, then it leaps to another target.
Very cool.
So it is 9, 10, 11, 12 psychic damage.
Right.
And he will move back.
Well,
down
but
this-
before he moves, why don't you roll it to the d20 for me?
Oh, goody. Let's roll the one that's been rolling low, because this will be fun. Well, I knew my luck was going to come back and bite me. Let me get a D100, I'm assuming.
Yuppers! I don't have the wild magic table open right now, so
It's all good. It's like built into this character sheet, so it's super long. Oh, one more 6, and that'd be a terrible number. 66, which is really. I guess it's within 30 feet, so it takes 4d10 lightning damage. This is like a signature for Nameless at this point.
Who takes 40, 10 to 10 lightning?
The big guy. 'Cause it says up to 3 creatures that you choose within 30 feet of you,
Oh,
and I think that's quite literally the only
don't
thing.
worry about rolling the damage.
I figured as much.
So you guys will watch as he fires this bolt of just chaotic energy. It goes. You watch him just start kind of shaking a little bit, and you watch him just kind of rise, and then he extends his arm forward, and this huge bolt of lightning just strikes the creature, who seems completely unaffected. It almost looks like he got like a little bit of a massage there. He's like, which
that
none of you
is-
can hear.
And then he will go to the wall.
To the windows, to the walls. Till Nameless finds them balls.
Do we all get inspiration because you broke yourself?
Somehow Nameless still has inspiration.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and take your damn inspiration. Anything else you wanted to do, Nameless?
Cry because he is really hurt.
Okay, take 5 the thunder damage ever, buddy. Or actually, yeah, you're still within the 30 feet, so.
Haste is still up.
Cool. I'm gonna have to hit you with something harder than.
Won't take much. I mean, 28 and 23 for 2 characters on HP, so take your target. But yeah, that's all he's got, because nothing is a bonus action.
Cool. Then, that's the end of that legendary action. That brings us to Argenta.
Alright, I'm going to move a bit, just getting around the creature. There,
Around.
there. And then I will mark it with Planar Warrior as my bonus action.
Okay. This seems particularly fitting in your mind.
Alright. And reckless.
Planar creature that you marked with. I thought it was funny.
And I'm going to recklessly attack all 3 times. 26 to hit.
That hits. You can go ahead and just roll off the 3 of them.
Alright. That's going to be a 24 to hit.
That hits.
And I was inspired beforehand, right? Before I went deaf.
Yes.
Yes.
What's your inspiration die?
D10, I believe.
That turned the 18 into a 25.
Right. All the 3 hits. Go ahead and roll the damage. I will need the cold damage. This is separate, unfortunately.
Alright, the first attack, though, is going to be... that 16 force damage.
Okay, hold on just a second while I do math. Okay.
And the second attack is 6 piercing, 6 cold.
Okay.
And the last attack is 7 piercing, 4 cold.
Right. The creature is contorting its face because you can't hear it. These creatures make a lot of really interesting noises that none of you can hear.
Ironically, Nameless can understand it if he wasn't deaf.
Does Nameless speak Ard?
He has Primordial, which I think is all 4 of them, but I would assume it's the Aquan dialect.
Yeah, I was about to say he doesn't speak this particular language. Anything else you want to do, Argenta?
Nope, that's my turn.
Okay, Vala.
Ookly dookly. I am going to take my sword and point it at the storm. And oh wait, do I want to do this? Yeah, sure, why not? I will cast Hex on it.
Oh, that's not going to go poorly for anyone. What's this? Is a save?
I don't think there is one on Hex.
I don't believe there is one. Place a curse on the target creature.
No,
you
just do it now. I remember. Ignore that. Hex the creature. He seems upset for some reason.
The target has
mouthing words on you, mouthing words at you, but you can't hear any of them.
I am going to say the target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. I will choose Constitution.
Okay. There are no Constitution ability checks.
I thought it was saving throw.
Saves. Nope.
I will say, if I can change that, I would say Dexterity ability checks.
All right.
And then.
No, in that.
So, and I cast that at first level.
Okay.
And then I will run up to it, brandishing my sword, and make 2 attacks on it.
Right.
Oh, you have advantage.
I do have advantage. Ooh. Okay, so the first one is 25 to hit.
That hits.
And so, and I deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage whenever I hit it with an attack. So
is it? I thought it was the same damage type as the attack. Is it not for Hex?
Hex says until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage to the target whenever you hit it with an attack.
Okay. Good, cool. So I'll need that. This is separate from your weapon damage.
The necrotic is 5.
Okay.
And then 5 also on my rapier, which is a silvered rapier.
Okay. The necrotic kind of burst from Hex, seems to make it writhe, but your actual sword seems to just barely make any contact.
Okay. I will come at it again. And I'm willing to bet that an 11 does not hit.
Nope.
Okay.
For a second, your entire sword arm goes numb as the lightning strikes your metallic blade and kind of travels up your arm. You very quickly regain feeling, but it has that kind of arm waking up, tinglies on it for a few seconds.
Okay, well, that will be my turn.
On what you wanted to do?
I will, as I'm walking up to it, bonus action, Hexblade's Curse.
You guys are hexing and cursing. I mean, it's just not very nice.
And then I will, since I can summon it as a part of the attack action, summon the whip and take 2 attacks.
Okay.
And make sure I move within 10 feet. Okay, yeah, I don't want to be within 5. Like, let's
Yeah,
use a whip at
fine.
5 feet. Oh, I didn't even need the Hexblade Curse. That's a nat 20. The other one was 2, so I'm glad.
Well, you missed.
This may come back to bite me in the butt, but I'm gonna use my last spell slot to Eldritch Smite.
Okay. So you guys watch as very kind of emotionlessly Henri moves forward. You watch him kind of whip his arm down, and this tendril comes out. As he comes down, the whip comes around, strikes it, and you watch this burst of arcane power just explode from him. What kind of damage does this smite do?
Force damage.
Cool. But the whip does cold, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll need those. This is separate, unfortunately.
It's 1, 4. I'm gonna give you the cold damage first because I believe the modifier. So 11 cold from the whip attack.
Is that did it doubled?
Well, the nat 20 doubles it, right?
Yep.
I rolled 2d4.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. Good,
Oh,
got
I
it.
don't have enough d8s for this, so I'm gonna have to just roll them twice.
At least this goes through.
You know what? I'm just gonna speed this up. 12d8. There you go. 61 force.
Shit. How did you do? Oh, because you're a freaking warlock.
Sorry. The Hexblade Curse damage. I don't know if that's cold as well.
It should say.
Plus
hold
4
the-
bonus to damage rolls. I assume since it just says bonus to damage rolls. So an
it
extra
would do this.
4.
It's the same damage, so an extra 4.
Yeah. I forgot it's plus 10 with the curse up.
That's cool. Okay. Crap. I have to do 61. It's math. I'm going to cheat. That's hilarious. It's pissed.
The second attack is only 4, plus 10, 14 cold, so.
Did you roll the hit for this a second?
Oh yeah, it was 17 plus 10. I assume that is.
No. What was the damage for 15?
Yeah, 14 cold.
All right. You just made the shit list.
Yep. And since I can't move my twin, he's just staying up there because that's a bonus action. So that's the end of my turn.
Good, cool.
Don't worry, guys. I'm prepared to die. Again. Wait, none of you heard that. Crap.
Yeah, it's going to go through Argenta here and go to here. So, opportunity attacks from everyone but Argenta.
I am going to abstain because I know what's coming. My reaction.
But I still get advantage on that since Argenta's right next to us.
Yes, because it happens before it goes. Or rather, Argenta's 15 feet away from you. It's just the creatures that are there.
Natural 20.
Misses. Roll your damage. Lillian?
Was it 1 to hit?
That misses.
So I will remind Vala and Argenta you have +2 on your dex saves from haste.
I do now. I rolled doubles on all my dice. So sword damage was 15,
Okay.
and then the hex damage was 4.
Okay. And then this creature's just gonna ball up one of its fists, and this kind of torrential wind comes down and slams on Nameless.
Is this a spell?
No, it's
Okay.
a melee weapon attack.
It's like a subtle spell for nothing.
How's it to 27?
That's twice my AC, so that means you hit twice, right?
Yeah. You take 20 for force damage plus 10 lightning damage as it slams into you and kind of shocks you.
Well, haste is gone. Have fun. Nameless is unconscious.
So Argenta and Vala, you are stunned for a round. And it barely used any of its movement, so after that it's going to move over here. And it's going to take us a swing at Henri. How's a 30 sound to you?
That's 12 higher than the number I wanted you to roll under.
Sorry. Again, to the 24 and to the 10 lightning as it slams into you.
This is why you saved my reaction. I'm going to use Tomb of Lephistus and gain 100 temporary hit points.
What is to the Tomb of the Viscous?
As a reaction, when you
What?
take damage, you entomb yourself in ice, which melts away at the end of your next turn. I gain 100 temporary hit points because 10th level Warlock. After you take damage, you gain vulnerability to fire damage. So, how much damage was it total, Jody?
The 30 to total.
Okay.
This is such a cool That's the mage ability for WoW.
Yeah, it's Invocation from Xanathars. It's just once per short or long rest.
That's
But I'm
cool,
technically...
dude.
I have vulnerability to Vala damage, my speed is reduced to 0, and I'm incapacitated, so Hexblade's curse is gone, and I don't know what that does to my watery twin.
It doesn't say anything about concentration, so your watery twin is still there, I believe. Yeah, the watery twin just can't do anything unless you could command it. So it's just there until it runs out. So that was a productive round. I think it was very productive. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Sure. So it was the end of that creature's turn. Commander.
Okay. I'm going to look at the two vampires in the corner and yell at them to start doing something because we're doing everything.
The wizard goes, gotcha! And he's gone. Along with Leopold.
Fuck. I'm going to stab him. Alright.
It's almost like high-level wizards can get out of bad things.
I'm just going to take my last 2 shots for this round. With, I can't call it on that one because I already rolled it. It's an 18, so that still misses though.
Yep, it hits the lightning and ricochets off.
And I'm going to do it, this time I'm going to do it, call it with, this last one with sharpshooter. Hopefully it will hit. Well, it's a 23 minus 5, so that's a no. So that misses.
All right, so you fired two shots off, but having everything going on and watching two of your friends, go. Well, one of your friends go unconscious, another one to turn into an ice princess. Has just kind of rattled you a bit, and you can't get a clear shot.
And I'll spend my bonus action to reload, and then move farther back over here.
Okay. Sorry, if anyone's watching this and wondered why I just randomly started laughing, because Vala just said, "Let it go," and that was very funny. And if Vala didn't already have inspiration, she would have it again.
Technically, that was Henri that said that.
Was it Henri? Oh, my bad. Well,
Otherwise, I would take the inspiration, but
Henri, if you need inspiration, you got it.
If that means hit points, then sure.
No. End of the turn. We're gonna go to yeah, it's gonna point its finger at Liliane and start beckoning. And Liliane, you feel the air being sucked out of your lungs. I need a Constitution save. As the air leaves your lungs, you pass out on the ground, and you have 0 hit points. As it's your turn next, I need a death save from you.
14.
All right, so one success. That brings us to Nameless. I need a death save from you.
4.
One failure. Argenta, you are stunned.
Yeah, I'm recovering from the haze.
Vala, you are stunned. Henri, you are incapacitated.
Let me just remove the 70 temporary hit points now.
We go back up to the creature. Who goes over here and takes 2 swings at Commander. 24 for the first.
Oh, why? Yeah, that hits.
And 30 to 2.
Okay, yeah.
So that's a grand total of 40 force damage and 20 lightning damage.
Oh, what? So 60 total?
Grand total, yeppers. You guys pissed the thing off, and you shot it with a bullet that won't go away, and has kind of stopped it from using the other cool magic it has.
Okay.
That ends its turn. Commander.
Ow. Let's see. I'm just gonna do. Let's see, is that action? Is that a bonus action?
What do you
and possible. Okay, I was trying to remember. I couldn't remember if bonus action was or an action surge was a bonus action, but it creates a whole other set.
Yeah, it's just it gives you another action. So
Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and for my bonus do a second wind,
Okay.
which I believe is a D10 plus fighter level, right?
Oh, look at me, I can heal.
Healing? What is this healing?
Yeah, one. It's a D10 plus fighter level. Oh, yay! Cool. 2. Cool.
I'm just in my mind. I'm watching Henri over there in his little ice person going.
Well, it's melted now. I really wish I could keep those temporary hit points.
You're alive. I mean, that's a big deal.
All right.
Or at least you are for the next couple minutes here.
Yeah. Right. I'll just do because I'm not wasting any more of those shots, so I'm going to just
So wait,
go ahead.
you're not gonna.
Okay, no, do not, do not. God dang it. I'm gonna go ahead and take my attack and then burn action surge to do 4 attacks.
So you're fanning the hammer effectively.
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead and just roll all 4 of them then.
Will do. We have plus what was it?
I'm glad I got a crit smite before I died.
27.
Hit.
Another 27.
Hit.
21 and 20.
2 hits, 2 misses.
All right. That is 14 and 10.
Cool. It's looking rough. Anything else you want to do?
I would like to run away, but I'm afraid.
You're welcome to try. You're basically between a living hurricane and a ball of
Yeah.
fire. So
Great positioning on my part. I totally thought about this through. No, I'll just take it whatever I get.
right. Next up is going to be Liliane. Need another save from you.
4.
Failure number 1, and nameless.
Right. You know what? Let's go with tradition.
No.
Hey! Roll 20 didn't screw me. Success.
All right. Brings us to Argenta. You are now unstunned. You may be muted as well.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. I move into melee. Question: did my rage fade?
I think so. Yeah, because you didn't attack, you didn't take any damage. So.
All right, I rage again, and I'm gonna recklessly attack.
Go for it.
22.
That hits.
And that one is a 25.
Both a hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
The first one is 18 force.
Okay. Give me just a couple seconds here. Right.
The second one is 8 piercing and 6 cold.
Okay.
My turn.
Right. Oh, no, I did that math wrong. Yep, okay. All right, end of your turn. Yeah, it's gonna point at Vala and beckon, and all the air leaves your lungs. I need a Constitution save.
Oh, that is a windy move.
The only limitation of this attack is it costs 3 legendary actions.
So 20.
Not enough. So, as the air is sucked out of your lungs, you watch your vision tunnel, and you are unconscious at 0 hit points. Apparently, breathing is important. And because it's your turn and the next, I need a death save. He told you bad shit was coming out here.
Oh. 9.
1 failure. Henri.
Okay,
What you
I will
wanted
go
to
5, and that's within 10, and since I'm all tapped out on spells, all I can do is attack.
Now this is a melee attack, and Argenta is now conscious.
Cool. 27 on the first.
You don't need to roll this. This is the second one. How do you want to do this?
I want to, as the whip hits it, just start freezing all the moisture.
Okay. So you guys will watch as Henri takes the whip out and starts kind of swinging it around. He charges at the creature. He brings it down, and as it strikes the creature howls in pain, with your hearing just starting to return at this point. You watch the creature kind of go back, and Henri just keeps walking forward now with purpose, whipping again. Every time he hits it, another portion of it freezes and falls to the ground and shatters. Then another, and another, and another, and you watch the creature slowly, piecemeal, get frozen and shattered as Henri just keeps going forward, finally just standing over the corpse of this creature, repeatedly whipping it over and over again until there's nothing but ice shards slowly melting away.
I will, obviously, since I don't have emotions, with a straight face, go over to Vala and attempt to stabilize. I don't have Spare the Dying, but I'm going to attempt to stabilize.
Okay, it's just a medicine check.
I'm going to drop my rage as he's doing that and go over the Nameless since he went down first, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
16 on the medicine check.
You are stabilized, Vala.
Okay, so I'm back up at 1.
No.
You are at 0, but you are stabilized.
Okay.
I heal Nameless for 7 HP.
Okay. Nameless, you are conscious. Because everyone is doing this, I do need one death save. Unless, Commander, did you want to do anything for Liliane?
I'll go over and attempt, yeah.
Okay.
Busted medicine, but I'll give it a shot.
I assume by your laugh, Jody, it had 1 HP left.
2.
Oh.
Natural 20 on the medicine check.
You know what? I'll say just like a nat 20 on a death save. You have 1 hit point, Liliane, as you gasp and the air enters your lungs again. You look up to see Commander over you, just kind of keep you alive. But pretty soon you guys hear kind of like a thumping sound from above the from the roof, and suddenly you hear this no and you watch as the wizard comes and just hits the ground, face plants, and then you watch as Leopold comes in, lands on the wizard, and then immediately rushes over to Vala and pumps her full of. He's not the thinking, so yeah, it'd be 50 hit points.
Okay. I will oh wait, yeah, like Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction, just and the last thing I was about to do was use one of my abilities to pump healing into Nameless. So Nameless gets 11 hit points. No, 13 hit points.
All right. So everyone, I think everyone is now conscious.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see the wizard on the ground. You bastard! And Leopold kind of rushes over to him, puts the sword at his throat. Do that again, and I will ensure that you don't make it back. And the mannerisms of the wizard change instantly. He goes from this kind of almost doting looking creature to very calm, very kind of in control and resolved, and he has this look in his eyes that makes everyone's skin crawl. Are you sure that's what you want to be doing right now? Because I just think it would be in everyone's best interest if you walk away right now. And you see him kind of catching what he's doing at this particular point. And he kind of lowers this as a sword, shaking in rage, sheathes it, and backs away. My apologies. And he swiftly turns around and goes back to make sure Vala's okay.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you. I say we head up, recuperate before we do that again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I go up, I want to look for that bullet I shot of the material.
Make me an investigation check with the disadvantage.
Oh, come on. Investigation. 15.
Looking around, you kind of look at the ice shards and the things like that. You can't find any thing.
All right. I'll head out.
All right. As you guys ascend back up to the surface, you look, and now the gateway itself is widely undulating. You'll see it kind of collapse in on itself for a second and then open up even wider than it was before, and then twist into the turn into the things. It looks remarkably unstable right now.
Yeah, let's not be near that.
No.
Yeah, let's climb out of here for now.
I may want to just mention we've set off kind of a chain reaction here. We don't have a ton of time before the other two break.
How much time do we have?
Don't know. Probably less than a day.
Oh, something you could have told us beforehand.
Well, I did tell you the whole thing would be going and other things breaking, and we didn't have a lot of time. If you remember.
Yes,
But we can
not have-
take an hour.
Hour? Probably okay.
Okay.
Let's get at least 500 feet away before we do, just to be on the safe side.
All right. So you guys sit down, take a short rest.
I will play a song of healing.
Go ahead and
burn a lot of hit dice.
Burn any hit dice you need to.
No, Song of Rest. That's it.
Why doesn't it auto do hit dice on D&D Beyond?
Because
If
that
you
would
s-
be too easy. I don't know.
If you spend hit dice, you get 2 extra hit points.
Hey, I spent 4 barbarian hit dice, and I'm back at full.
So what you're saying is I should have been hitting you.
I mean, I was pretty fucked up. I just rolled well.
Yeah, I just burnt 6 of my hit dice, so yeah, I'm finally up to high end. Hey, Vala, how much did we get from the Song of Rest?
2.
2. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, I have 2 hit dice on Henri. That's amazing.
So as you guys are taking this hour to kind of collect yourselves, is there anything you guys wanted to do other than, like, licking your wounds?
No, because I imagine with all this stuff, I get back on a short rest. I imagine Henri's just out of it for an hour.
I kind of just look at the wizard and I'm just like, so what was that?
He turns to you. Fantastic good question. See, back when the elemental kingdoms weren't cut off, I spent a few months in the Tempest sovereignty. That's the elemental plane of air, the kingdom that they're there, and well, the vast majority of the plane, no one lives there. Well, none that we know. There's never been contact, but creatures will sometimes come in and attack the various settlements. So if I had to take a guess, I'd say whatever that was either from far beyond the Tempest sovereignty, or it was from beneath the veil. But I've got no idea what it was. Some ancient but powerful elemental force. To be honest, it's rather impressive. Whoever created this was able to connect to such a powerful force. Kind of makes you wonder why that one, as he points at Henri, kind of makes you wonder how that one was able to kind of interfere with the connection enough to come through. Where's the powerful creature of water? I will wonder.
Kind of look at Henri. Thoughts?
Your guess is as good as mine. Even if Henri knows something, I'm not gonna. He's gonna keep it hidden.
Insight check.
Go ahead and insight to check the charisma dump.
Yeah, right.
7.
All right.
Spill it.
I'm not going to make you roll because I think your modifier for anything would be higher than a 7.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you kind of look at him, Henri has never been an easy character to read for anyone. You know, he was always covered and reading his body language, but now there's just something about him where there's no like micro expression bleed. There's nothing. He almost seems like he's on autopilot.
I imagine like I get up like in his face like
It'd be like looking at a really good performer who, like one of those mimes who are trying to be a statue. It's like that's the expression you would get. Just nothing.
So, guys, fire or earth next?
we have to say fire to the end, but that's just my vote. I'm not the leader.
Though? So I'm afraid
Well-
whatever we bring in from the earth plane can do whatever, because we're surrounded by earth.
Yeah.
That's true. No, it's up to you guys.
Joey,
Well,
would any of us know if beings from the fire plane and the earth plane, if they're allies or enemies?
They've been cut off for, at this point, well over for 500 years. So even stories about them are long gone. The only reason the vampires know about it is some of them were alive, but back when trade was open. So
I'll ask. I don't remember his name. I just call him number one because he's first on my list. I'll ask. I'll ask the wizard. Do you know if both collapse simultaneously, if they will fight each other or us?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, if they were if like a Goliath came through or Warforged came through, they would probably focus on each other since they share a border and they've been at war for a few centuries. But these aren't members of the elemental kingdoms. These are primordial beasts.
So I'm thinking, if none of us are down there when the last two quote-unquote pop, or you're the only one since you can so easily escape, oh glorious, powerful wizard.
Oh, I won't be going down there by myself. That would be suicide.
then I'll go down with you. I can get out pretty fast. But what I'm thinking, if we can pop both relatively quickly, and then GTFO, as the kids of Valacopia like to say, we might not have to deal with them. I think they'll deal with each other while this is collapsing and giving us time to escape.
Okay, well, how far away do we need to go?
Well, from past experiences, I would say at least 500 feet to be safe.
Certainly, because this is powered the exact same way as that former one was.
I mean, we're gonna have to get away regardless, right?
Well, if we do this correctly, the portal collapses in on itself and nothing gets obliterated by a sphere of annihilation. That's why we're doing this. That's why you had me spend all that time learning and coming up with a plan. Do you think I just shoot magic at this thing and break it? No, this is very precise calculations to make sure it breaks the exact way I want it to. See, the reason I'm asking you all these questions is because I don't know the answers. I can't tell you if it's going to be a mile wide, 5 miles to 10 miles, or if it will destroy the entire continent. See, for me, it doesn't matter. I have teleportation to the circles in the Kale Isles. In the north? Heck! I've even been to the Darklands once or twice. I'll be fine.
That's good for you.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we should probably try to play it safe.
It's up to
I mean,
you.
I'd be okay if Sanguinius was no more, but hey.
Hey,
There was
I'll
one
look.
there.
I'll look at Henri and Commander and be like, "Some of us live here. There are people in Sanguinius."
No, I mean, do they really count as people? They're so...
You're not helping.
I point at him and say, case in point.
And they kind of just lock eyes for a bit, and then the wizard turns to Leopold. I like this one. If he weren't already taken, I'd say he might make a good thrall.
You talking me or Commander? I'm confused.
He's talking about you on Riri. Or he pointed at you. You guys can't see when I point at your pictures on my screen. Whenever you're ready, we can go for round 2.
Well, I do agree with Commander. I say we save Earth for last, because it's probably going to be able to collapse the cave on us, and if that happens, I don't want to have another one to go.
Yeah.
Or have it accidentally set off the other one, too.
Yeah. Well, Vala, 70% of your spells are going to be useless.
This is also very true.
No!
Oh,
Potentially
man, I
mine
think about this.
Maybe I could concentrate on healing.
And
Just look at her and go, be like, you okay? You look like you hurt yourself.
And with that is where we are going to end it for tonight. So if you missed any of this episode or any of my other any of the other episodes of this show, I do upload all of them to my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/trainerjody. Check it out. I also have a series I did do on there called the D&D Deep Dives, where I go into the real nitty gritty about how different classes and subclasses and other stuff in 5th edition, how they work, how to get the most out of them, the things like that. So that's going to be all for me today, and I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye!